Wisco, what is up, baby? Hope everybody's having a splendid Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. It's a beautiful day out there. Thank you for dropping by the podcast here with Bobby Beans. We are feeling splendid this evening. Shout out to Ignite Dispensary, their sister company, Foundry Nation. Got the strawberry feels drink going on this evening. Feeling splendid. Green Swan, what's up, baby? What's up, Petey? Petey Pablo in the house. Thanks for stopping by, brother. As we get rolling, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Wouldn't be here without them. Obviously, Higher Love, much love. The UP's finest dispensary. Hook it up with a discount. Oh, we got people stopping by right away. We've got Heath. What's up, Heath? Doing well. Hope you're well as well. Jeremiah, what's up, buddy? Sorry we were late the other night. I saw you were asking where we were. I didn't see it till after. Sorry about that. Live rosin gummies are great from Foundry. Hey, that's what's up, man. Definitely liking those live rosin gummies as well. Hope everyone's doing well. But also shout out to Ignite Dispensary. We're actually going to be at their Spooner location tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Going to be shooting some video, getting some people set up to do a podcast coming up here and everything. So really looking forward to that. We got some pretty cool stuff coming up for podcast guests. So stay tuned on that. Let me check my email, see if I got a final date, actually. That would be cool to share with you guys. That's the wrong Gmail. Am I the only one? Does everyone have like 18 Google accounts, or is that just me? Is that a thing? Does everybody have? And then I can't remember which one I'm logged in for this. So this is my work, I guess you'd call it. Let's get over to the work one. Go to the email for that. But no, like, is it just even email? Do you just have one email, or do you have like 6 or 7 different ones? That's how I roll. I wonder if that's just me. I do not have a for sure day yet. I will keep you posted on that. So Heather has a couple. Cool. So it's not just me. That's what's up. Good to hear. We got a couple interesting things coming up. June 8th. Looking forward to. Going to be in Milwaukee. We got an event that we're excited to be a part of. That is a pre-event for HempFest, so looking forward to that. Again, that is June 8th. I'll get some details up on our page for you. And again, that's going to be in the Milwaukee area. So good chance to stop out, mingle, talk cannabis, get some samples. I'm going to have a couple speakers out there. Shout out to Kevin Fortune with LifePack and Phil McCracken. Philip Scott is also going to be there as well. So looking forward to that. If you're in the area, swing on by and say hi. So for news, we had a few things popping off I wanted to cover this evening. We did have a guest scheduled tonight, but they had to reschedule. That's what I was checking the email for. So apologize for nothing too crazy this evening. But as you know, we like to chop it up, see what's going on in the world of cannabis, because for whatever reason, folks, cannabis has got to be a doozy. Nothing is cut and dry, as we know. So we're just learning. So when we start talking legalization, we're ready to get this thing figured out the right way, hopefully. So we had an interesting take here. It looks like Thailand's prime minister wants to outlaw cannabis 2 years after it was decriminalized. You read that right. Google Docs was being funky, so I'm just going to share the screen with the article here for you. Let me get that pulled up. Get this over here. Wham, bam. Thing's shaking. Screen's moving. That's just how we roll. All right, there we go. So we've got... Wait, we don't want the entire screen because my background is boring. Who needs to see that? We're going to go present window. Share screen. I blame the Foundry drinks, making things more complicated than they need to be. There we go. All right. So, oops, I clicked on somebody died. Steve died. That's not good. I'm sorry to hear that, Steve, but we're here for the cannabis news. So I thought it'd be interesting to find out what happened that we've got the prime minister switching his take up. Justin, what's up, man? Thanks for swinging by. Appreciate you. So when we're looking into this here, it looks like the prime minister of Thailand, the country, and Thailand was the first country in Asia to legalize cannabis. But something popped up. So let's see what they got here. So it looks like they said Wednesday that he wants to outlaw the drug again amid concerns that the lack of regulation had made it available to children and increased crimes. Oh boy, this sounds familiar, doesn't it? There's quite a few political people that in the U.S. that would bring up this same falsehood. But let's see if maybe they got facts over here. Maybe they got something going on. Looks like the prime minister wrote on social media. It's tiny now. Shit. I'm going to have to leave it kind of 50-50 here. So I'll read it for you. It's just so you can see the headlines. Google Slides is not playing well with StreamYard this evening. Hopefully, it's just a small time thing. So I'll read it through for you here, though. Looks like he wrote on social media, on X, that he asked the health. Am I the only one who still calls it Twitter? Even when I see the X, like it's Twitter. Everyone's got to get like some fancy words involved, or in this case, a fancy letter. Like, bro, it's Twitter. We know it's Twitter. That he asked the health ministry to amend its list of narcotics to again include cannabis, and issue new rules to allow its use for medical purposes only. Oh, so they must have went full legalization, and now he wants to go medical only. He also ordered local authorities to suppress criminal activities linked to the illegal drug trade and demanded to see progress within 90 days. Oh, he ain't messing around. Heather says it's Twitter. Waldo says, and it's still Miller Park. Amen. Amen to that. After cannabis was decriminalized in 2022, it was initially said that it would be allowed only for medical use. But in practice, the market was unregulated. It has prompted public backlash and concerns over misuse and crime. So it looks like decriminalization was spearheaded by the, I'm not even going to attempt to say that. Well, actually, I will because it's so small you can't read it. The Bamjahadi Party, whose stronghold is in the improvised Northeast, where it promised farmers cannabis would be a new cash crop. Sounds familiar. But it sounds like they jacked it up. In the 2023 elections, all major parties promised to restrict cannabis for medical use. So it looks like over there they had the cannabis advocates, entrepreneurs who were opposed to the radical rollback that they're trying to do now, which they claimed would be damaging to the economy. Legal cannabis has fueled Thailand's tourism and farming sectors and spawned thousands of cannabis retails ranging from shops, trucks, to market stalls all over the country. Trucks, interesting. Can you tell we've been looking at baby stuff? We got all the commercials coming up here for it. We got the crib picked out. So, how does this continue to be a fad that people cannot legalize correctly? People cannot work together. People are just stupid. Is that the word we're looking for here? Not in it for the right reasons, especially politicians, it seems like. So I wanted to see here quick. This was where they had, they're talking about the tourists from Thailand. I wanted to see if it said anything about these trucks. It says it's something about trucks. Some food and drink can include cannabis, so please pay attention to the leaf logo on the package of food. Oh, so that was on a recent flight. Okay. Passengers were cautioned not to accidentally try cannabis in Bangkok, with an announcement that in Thailand, some food and drink include cannabis, so please pay attention. So yeah, it sounds like they might not have like anything set up over there, which obviously would create a bit of cluster fuckery, I think is the word we're looking for. It says, I was trying to see how many they had. All right, so here we go. Through February, nearly 6,000 licenses for cannabis-related businesses have been approved, including more than 1,600 in Bangkok alone. What is going on? Randy, what's up, man? We're just talking about cannabis in Thailand. They got some issues going on over there. There are no government figures on how many tourists come specifically to smoke cannabis. The manager of a weed shop in central Bangkok estimates that 70 to 80% of his customers are foreigners, primarily from Asian countries like Japan, Malaysia, China, and the Philippines. Interesting. That's a lot of shops in one small area. Waldo says, Confucius say man go through turnstile sideways going to Bangkok. What the fuck? Yeah. Javin says, I'm guessing things aren't regulated and people can do whatever they want, like in NYC. That's sure what it sounds like. Um, about half of his customers at that same weed shop are first time weed users, and most of them are Asians, he said. Some want to try edible cannabis products, but the gentleman said he tries to steer them towards smoking. Edibles take more time to take effect, and during that time, people may eat more and more, leading to an excessive experience for beginners. I think we've all heard that one. Eating a little too much of that edible. Somebody did bring up a good point. I can't remember if it was on the phone. Where were we? All right, no, I think it was the podcast with the Life Pack folks. That when it comes to alcohol, you don't just take something that you don't know how much alcohol is in it, but that's what edibles were for the longest time when you couldn't get them from a dispensary. Your buddy makes them. So I feel like there was quite a few people that were being unknown amount dosed. And maybe, I got a couple buddies that said, I tried edibles. I ain't never going to do cannabis again. That messed me up so bad. It's like, well, what did you take? They don't even know. So, again, something great that comes along with legalization is education. Confucius say, "Man who stand on toilet, high on pot." Yeah, you got a point. He is high on the pot. Waldo. Heather says, "Do your research always." 100%. That's what it's about. So yeah, Thailand. Things are still going bananas out there, even though they were legalized, decriminalized. Now they're going to put it back on. Just fucking all over. Man with hole in pocket feel cocky all day. Okay, I get what's going on here. I see what you did. So yeah, Thailand, they're still figuring it out as well. It sounds like the way to go might not be just completely hands off. I would think we could figure it out, right? That's the weird thing. Like, I feel like we do actually need some kind of regulation, but God, has anyone figured it out right? I think one night we should just look at like the law of maybe some of the legal states, just go over their bill for legalization and just see, even if we could pick those apart. I just feel like everything has so many holes in it. But obviously, having some form of legalization would be a huge start. But man, just I don't even know. I feel like some days it's like the same thing, just different locations in the news. It's like, oh, now Connecticut is struggling with because they didn't do this and like, let's get this shit figured out. Bastards. All right, we got another article here. Get this pulled up. This is the Thailand one. This I found interesting. I want to see what your guys' take is on it. We've got the DEA head tells lawmakers it would be inappropriate to comment on cannabis rescheduling proposal due to ongoing administrative process. Bro, just tell us what the hell's going on here. But no, they said looks like the head of the DEA told lawmakers on Tuesday that it would be inappropriate for her to comment on the agency's recent cannabis rescheduling determination because the rulemaking process is ongoing. Why can't you guys just talk about freaking cannabis? We can't talk about it yet. We're working on it. Just quit the games. Man who farted in church, sit on puke. The stigma needs to go. Exactly. Hey, Jill. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. But yeah, so the head of the DEA is not saying anything and apparently hasn't officially signed off on it. I had also read that. It's right here. Sources familiar with the matter have told them that Milgram did not personally sign the proposed rescheduling rule. If true, that wouldn't necessarily mean that she disagrees with the decision, but the administration made clear to lawmakers that she would not be shedding any light on the process at this point. She did notably respond to one question about past precedent and said that stepping out of cannabis, she's unaware of any instance where a DEA administrator hasn't signed a scheduling order. Well, that's hopefully a good sign because you would hope if the DEA is moving one way that the damn head would sign the damn piece of paper. Damn. Heather says, sit down, roll one, and talk. Amen. Let's go. Could you imagine how peaceful things would be if that's how we figured out some of our differences. Because even like I feel like I'm a pretty open person. I try to understand people got different perspectives, and but like I feel like even the nicest person in the world, we get caught up from time to time. There's always stuff going on. You got your personal life, you got your work life, you know, uh, you got politics in general. Like there's just a lot going on out there, right? So I feel like even the nicest of people, when it comes to like, you could catch them at the wrong time. Maybe we just make it a formality. Like, hey, you got to talk about a difference with somebody. You got to smoke first. We could call it the peace pipe. Maybe that's where that came from. I don't know. Like, let's work together, folks. And cannabis is great at that. Helps us settle down, helps us relax, and just be creative. Helps us find some of those ideas that we otherwise wouldn't. Um, yeah. Uh-oh. Waldo got an email from Square. Every cannabis business loves to hear that. I got a big scary email from Square today that all CBD program participants against selling any THC, O, or HHC synthesized cannabinoids or any smoking paraphernalia. Oh, shit. Okay. I don't know that that's well, paraphernalia, like, who cares? As well, I mean, it's still stupid that they say that they should be able to have a say. Uh, Delafield's endocannabinoid and educational systems demand legalization. Amen. Amen. So basically, though, again, really to get back to this lady, the head of the DEA, she says, because the formal rulemaking process is ongoing and my role in that process is to determine the scheduling of drugs, it would be inappropriate for me to respond to question on this rescheduling matter. If this thing goes through the election or what, right? But like it is, I keep going back and forth. Okay, the rescheduling has to be a good thing because it's coming off of where it was, and it's not even. It's skipped 2 and went to 3. It should be descheduled, right? In my opinion, with the amount of facts and data research, everything, I feel like I could prove my point as to why it should be descheduled. I feel like a lot of you could as well. But I feel like going to Schedule 3 should be a good thing. But it is funny that it is during the election year. And when you really look at most things, I feel like a lot of presidents, no matter who you vote for, I feel like a lot of them say they're going to do things. And then it's really in like, oh, we're running for reelection. Now things start to happen. I hope that's not the case. But I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see what happens with the DEA here. If it comes out, I believe one of the articles I was reading that was trying to really kind of go in depth about what this means, the headlines that are out there about the approval, but it's not through yet. It sounds like there's going to be typically like a 2-month process. That's basically what they'd be in right now. But man, just let's figure common sense. That's where I'm gonna leave it. Let's use common sense for a change. So right now, again, she hasn't signed off of it, and she is not talking about it, and that's apparently where the DEA stands at the moment. I had a couple other ones on here, but they didn't save because that'd be too easy. I want to see the amendments that we had here over in New Hampshire. We had talked about them not too long ago. And let's see what they got. Looks like they made tweaks. So I'll see what states are changing to get things to move along. Because unfortunately, that's probably what we're going to run into here. So I think if we can kind of stay on top of that and get ready for expect, see if we can learn what to expect once those steps come. So it looks like in its current version, the bill would allow 15 stores to open statewide under a novel state-run franchise system, under which the state's liquor commission would oversee the look, feel, and operations of the retail shops. I'm going to read that again. In its current version, the bill would allow 15 stores to open statewide under a novel state-run franchise system, under which the state's liquor commission would oversee the look, feel, and operations of the retail shops. Do you guys think that's a good move or a bad move? I'm curious. Curious what your take is on that. How would you feel if Wisconsin said, hey, we're going to legalize? there is going to be 15 stores. Hey, that's better than 5, Birdman. You tripled your number. The 5 that Mr. Voss comes out with here for the state of Wisconsin. And New Hampshire is way smaller. Anyhow, 15 stores open statewide under a novel state, and then we're going to have the State Liquor Commission oversee the look feel operation of retail shops here in Wisconsin. How would you feel? I'd be irate. Philip Scott says, sounds like ABC Liquor in the South, badly run and 2 families monopolized it, right? Remember you telling me about that. Jill says, bad move. Dr. Earl J says the liquor board should not be in control of cannabis. Amen. 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 Nowhere near the same thing. Not even. There's going to be a podcast episode where, I just lose my shit. It's going to happen one day. I'm just going to be like, but I'm out. Got nothing else. I'm just going to go smoke some shit and turn this down. Heather says WTF. He says no bueno. Well, I'm glad we're all on the same page. I just did, says Heather. I had to go. What else? So what else could we have amended? Because again, this is just Jeremiah says too much government control is never good. Amen. Javin says I could see them licensing, but they would need a separate department to oversee cannabis industry. Right. Very, very minute anything carryover. Ooh, Dr. Earl J wants to be on the show. Let's go. I'm all for it, man. Let's get it. Shoot me an email. Bob at letslegalizewi.org. Shoot me an email. I'd love to set something up. We're always down for getting folks on here. Also going to be setting up a roundtable discussion. Philip Scott, we're supposed to meet on Tuesdays to make sure we're staying on the same page or getting caught up on some stuff. And we've been slacking on our Tuesdays, bro. I can never remember that it's Tuesday, I think, or I don't know what it is. But yeah, loving, looking forward to getting a roundtable discussion on here to interact with you guys, to get some shop owners, get some politicians, that kind of stuff on here. Looking forward to it. Oregon has a liquor and cannabis commission. All right. Jill says throw out the old government and get young and new government. Amen. Just anything that's not what we have now, I would be all for. Seriously. I just wish that there was a way to, and I know that when the Declaration and when this country was founded, things were a lot different. But I still feel like the core group of people wanted this to be something unique, something special that did let all walks of life come, go as they please, so on and so forth. But I wish we could somehow get an actual grade on how are we doing with the way the government is involved in the United States, because I feel like there's a lot of hatred, conspiracy theories. There's just a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. And it would just be nice to actually have a trusted view of, hey, is this as crazy as it seems it is? Because it sure just seems nuts, folks. The way the left, the right, everything is so torn. Everything is so, oh, you don't agree with me? You suck. Oh, you idiot. You piece of shit. That piece of shit. This piece of shit. Bro, it's frustrating. I don't think it was supposed to be this divided, especially when it comes to the topic of cannabis. Does the left use it so that they get votes? Is that why? And then the right I don't know. It's just very frustrating that there can't just be the left and the right, or whatever form of the two, however many sides of government, can't actually be I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. The oppositions to be respectful and, hey, that is a good idea, but did you think of this? And then maybe dude didn't even think of it, or lady. Everything is. It was. How would you present this? How are we going? This can't pass. This is absurd. Not everything is as bad as we make it out to be. But that's just kind of what sells or what gets the clicks. I don't know. It's just, I'm going to lose my hair from scratching it on tonight's show. That's why I've been wearing hats. The hair's falling out because I'm scratching it too much. We went way hillbilly there. I don't even know what happened. We got away from Britain because of taxes, but here we are, taxing people like crazy for everything. Can't we all just hit a bong? Can't we all just get a bong? I've smoked more smoke with people who sit on the red side of the aisle than I have with blue side. They both partake. Hey, the independent party needs to speak up. Something. Yep, I saw Ho Chunk decriminalized. Kudos to them. Mark, glad you got out there to hire love. Yeah, they do a good job taking care of folks. So awesome to hear, man. Awesome to hear. I wish we could talk cannabis and not politics, but with the state of cannabis in the United States, I mean, this is what we got to talk about because this is going to be coming to us. These crazy ideas that are passing in other states. Let's see what else they did here in New Hampshire. Let's get back to the article, Bob. So they're also concerned about some of the changes made by the amendment, which, among others, would impose a franchise fee, essentially a tax on medical cannabis sales, and set up penalties for public consumption of cannabis to include the possibility of jail time. What the? Okay. Maybe if you smoked in your neighbor's face 52 days in a row, you should go to jail. But like, I have a feeling it's going to be a lot less than that. What else? What else did they do here? Amendment deferred from Amazon that it would have offered. Brady's proposed changes, meanwhile, would have. They wanted to eliminate the possibility for vertical integration, remove provisioning limit, asset forfeiture, but it doesn't look like that. Home cultivation would remain illegal under all three of the proposals. Text of amendments was not immediately available online. Wow, so they got a bunch of amendments that were submitted. Huh, interesting. This ABBA's amendment also limits municipalities to no more than a single cannabis retail establishment unless it's home to more than 50,000 people. If there's a demand for it. So what if you got 51,000? Or if you got 49,000? You're really going to make them wait? That's just so stupid. Dr. Earl got that email in. Let's go. Burton says politicians hate the issue because it crosses the red-blue lines and it's more popular than the bullshit issues they distract everyone with. There are a lot of bullshit issues. That is for sure. There's a lot of bullshit issues. Why tax medicine? Exactly. Sounds like F that. So a monopoly. Right, pretty damn much. The panels vote in favor of advancing the amended bill fell with the two other Republicans. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's safeguard our communities. Time to take a stand. So they've got it on. They've got it going on out there. Interesting. This. Oh, what is this? Vermont. Someone had sent me this one. I remember seeing something. Oh, that's not the article though. That's a video. Bear with me. Here we go. So Vermont lawmakers send a bill to legalize and fund safe drug consumption site to governor's desk. What's your guys' take on the general concept of? I just knocked something big over. It was loud, but I don't really. Couldn't have been that important. That is a big pile of. Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that. That's on the to-do list for the kitchen sink. It's a little. You push the baby bottle and then it squirts up and cleans out the bottle. I put the right one in, but I got to send the old one back. It's the wrong color. Don't ask. It's the wrong color. So, lawmakers in Vermont have passed legislation to legalize. Hey, their legislators are working right now? What? Ours are on break, bro. Spring break, summer break, fall break. It's interesting. I didn't know politics are still in session in some states because it's not in Wisconsin. Can't have a lobby day yet, can we, Philip Scott? When there's no damn legislating, uh, just politics. Lawmakers in Vermont have passed legislation to legalize and fund a Burlington facility where people could use potentially prohibited substances in a medically supervised environment. Part of a pilot program aimed at quelling the state's ongoing epidemic of drug related deaths. The measure now adds to the desk of the governor, who vetoed an earlier measure that would have created a task force to study such sites. Oh, so that doesn't sound too good. The House of Representatives signed off. Okay, what did they? How did they do this here? Members may have forgotten about this bill. It was one of the very first ones we passed back in January. If enacted, the legislation would create an overdose prevention center with 1.1 million set aside in funding, plus another 300,000 to study the impact of the pilot project. So there would be on-site professionals with training in CPR, overdose interventions, first aid, and wound care, as well as medical assessments to determine the need for further emergency care. I just am curious. So, like, do you bring your own drugs, or do they? I'm just curious. Oh, here we go. Beyond establishing a site where people could use drugs in a medically supervised setting, the bill will also now include a Senate added requirement that the facility provide drug checking services and includes language on criminal immunity for the OPC staff, property holders, and others to ensure they aren't subject to arrest or prosecution as a result of good faith overdose prevention efforts. Interesting. Just as our sucks ass. Burton says, I like to follow a lot of the grows and business in legal states. Vermont seems like one where the small farmer is still able to get a variety quality of products to the consumers, much unlike Illinois or Florida. Okay, that's good to know. Burton says, so a nurse can watch me smoke DMT. That could be fun. What the BYOD, bring your own drugs. I am curious though, like, oh, here we go. What? Oh, I didn't know Minnesota has these facilities. I did not know that. Facilities like this. Looks like, because it says here, if it becomes law, Vermont would join Rhode Island and Minnesota in authorizing the facilities. Did not know that. I just don't think the government entity should be in the business of enabling those who are addicted to these drugs that are illegal. Says one of these guys. Interesting. In theory, what are your thoughts? Could this work if the government wasn't involved? Maybe could something like this work? Would something like this possibly be a good idea? What are you guys' thoughts? Come on now, somebody lay it down for me. Let me know if that's a legit. I get where you're coming from. I don't know. I can't make my mind up. What are your thoughts? But speaking of Minnesota, this one we had gotten sent the other day. Closed door negotiations with the Minnesota governor could make tribal nations major players in state's cannabis market. This one intrigued me. It says here, ongoing negotiations between Governor Tim Walz and a group of Minnesota tribal nations could make the tribes major players in the state's recreational cannabis industry, both on and off the reservation land, including urban areas. Walz was directed last year to negotiate in good faith with any tribes interested in entering the cannabis business, both medical and recreational. While the law acknowledges sovereign tribes can act on their own land without agreement with the state, and 3 tribes have either opened or announced plans to open cannabis dispensaries on reservation, the law stated that a compact could proactively address jurisdictional issues related to the regulation of the cannabis industry. So it looks like this guy's administration officials say talks are progressing and include discussions of off-reservation cannabis businesses owned by tribes, as well as business interactions between tribal entities and state licensed businesses. The negotiation involves 10 tribes, though not all are expected to get into cannabis cultivation and sales. The one tribe not taking part is the Upper Sioux community. Messages left for officials haven't returned. Interesting. I don't see why this shouldn't be a thing that tribal members are able to sell non-tribal dispensaries. Um, they're talking here. Both lawmakers said they expect that could expand to include wholesale sales to non-tribal dispensaries, purchase of products by tribal entities, as well as creating retail dispensaries on land that is outside what is considered tribally regulated land. That Hims advertisement heard you talking about hair loss, right? Bro, it's crazy. I saw that too. I don't even know where it went. Can't get away from this tech shit, man. Listen all the time. So Minnesota, they're staying busy over there. Again, it sounds like the piece of legislation we had read earlier in the week, as far as they're opening up the grow somewhat early before they try to open retail, which obviously would have to happen. Um, it's just crazy. Burton says, well, I, for one, am really excited to try native ganja. Absolutely. Same here. No worries. One step closer to perfection, right? Something like that. This one was kind of funny. They had, so I can't remember which one of you Yahoo sent me this. Cannabis stash was found in a chicken lorry. Driver has appeared in court after 66 pounds of cannabis was found in the back of a lorry carrying chicken. This is Bulgarian national. 41 was arrested at the port of Killingholm after arriving from the Hook of Holland. Oh, that's a cool name for a spot. Red Lake. Oh shit, let's go. So yeah, apparently. Oh, look, they even labeled it. You got a little wedding cake in there. Lots of wedding cake, and then the other ones I can't really make out. The National Crime Agency said the arrest was made as part of an investigation into a suspected crime network based in Northern Ireland. Oh, the Irish. They're going for them. The NCA Belfast branch commander said the seizure of these drugs and the vehicles used represents a significant disruption to this network's smuggling activities. They're coming for the chicken lorries. They're on to you. So if you're in Wisconsin, you're peddling with a chicken lorry, you might want to try something else. You know, I don't know what a lorry is, to be honest with you, but I'm guessing a vehicle. So let's find out. That's all I could figure. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. It's one of these things. Excuse me. Golly. Make that picture big. Why can't we make the picture big? We got pictures of chicken. Oh, now we got chicken advertisements. It's one of these things that it's just chickens everywhere. Okay, lorry is a truck. Sweet. Thank you, Jeremiah. I was hoping that was the case. But then again, if the government's involved, a lorry would probably be, who the fuck knows? Not anything simple. It'd be complicated and stupid. I thought I had one more link y'all crazy sent me this week. Excuse me. Gotta get up early. Spooner. Gonna be in Spooner tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Gonna be checking out a grow. So watch for some good video of that coming through. Out there for Ignite dispensaries. This was it. Here we go. Virginia health officials launch a surveillance system for kids sickened by cannabis. Definitely want to check that out. Agency tells health providers to report incidents to local health districts. Again, I don't think we need any of these. Well, he can't. What's up, man? What is going on? Why am I so tired? I don't think we need stuff that looks like Cheetos, Reese's Puffs, Nerds. Let's just get it out of here. But anyway, so these guys are doing. Yeah, right. Posing as all these other food brands. So a letter from April 24th to clinicians says her agency had received enough reports of minors getting sick from products containing CBD and THC that the state was establishing a special surveillance system to keep tabs on the issue. Reported symptoms for these adverse events have included vomiting, hallucinations, low blood pressure, low blood sugar, altered mental status, and anxiety. I want to see what they're trying to do here, though. So in 2019, they had 52 ER visits. By 2023, that was up to 377. Holy shit. As a result, come on. So the letter also points to an online portal allowing anyone who had an adverse experience with cannabis products to submit a report to the health department. Interesting. Agency also noted that the lab testing is available to support patient and product testing, tracking system. They're talking about some news stories they've had down there. Richmond banning all candy after 4 students suffered medical distress. Interesting. Lawmakers have relaxed Virginia's laws on adult possession of small amounts of cannabis. They've taken steps to crack down on Delta 8 and other alternative cannabinoids. Get the arms around. So, okay. So I thought this was more of like a, I don't know. I thought they're doing more like hands-on. Sounds like it's a portal where you can report it type thing right now. Surveillance system for kids 6 and okay. So they're trying to keep tabs on it. Sounds like they keep running into issues out there. But again, I don't think we need anything in that kind of packaging. Sunny Delight makes an alcoholic beverage. Really? I guess I'm not surprised. It seems like everything is coming out with an alcoholic version, like Monster, all that kind of stuff. Burton says, yeah, tell them to go after underage booze if they're so worried about kids. That's a good point. Burton says, I doubt kids are getting high accidentally because they mix up a bag of candy for edibles, right? Unless it's in one of those packages. Like, those are pretty silly or, like, not a good idea, in my opinion, to have the stuff that looks like that kind of stuff. But what do I know? Excuse me. Oh, man. Yard work. I'm blaming this on yard work. It just seems to be never ending. The fucking yard. Green Swan says bad image. Yep, exactly. I'm with you there. I'm trying to see. I think we touched on all the articles we had. Again, we're going to be in Spooner tomorrow, June 8th. We've got the event coming up in Milwaukee. But damn, I thought there was something in between there. I've just been getting my butt kicked the last couple of days trying to keep up with everything. We've got going to be rolling out shirts here pretty soon. We've got a stockpile of them at the house here, so we're going to be able to do like a couple days shipping as opposed to when you would place the order, they would wait a couple days, go in, get made, that kind of thing. So looking forward to that. Get some t-shirts out there for the summer. Danny, what's up, baby? He had me sweating the other day when he told me the mic wasn't working because I was trying some new thing. Oh, man, I was having a heart attack. And then he goes, oh, it was my volume. Seth says the Sunny Delight is pretty good, though. My cousin's kid got into his edibles. She ate 3 Cheetos. Each Cheeto was 30 milligrams. Yeesh. Thorpe, we're looking at doing this, trying to figure out like a grassroots movement. Like that would probably be a couple weeks out for sure yet. But to kind of kick off and start making some noise and try to get out to your guys' cities and try to get some other folks to come out and really get this thing moving. So definitely stay tuned on that since our politicians are sitting at home. Somebody's got to step up and try to get the voice of the people together, and by golly, we'll freaking do it. Don says, I think someone played a joke on you and switched out your sativa for indica. You should have a cup of coffee. It's something, man. Very, very chilled right now. In Arizona, packaging can't be enticing to kids, and the names can't sound enticing either. All right. I can respect that. Come out to Marshfield, too. We've had a few people from Marshfield, so I'll definitely put that on the list to see if we can't figure something out. So appreciate everybody swinging by on this Wednesday, halfway through the week. Hopefully you're having a good halfway point to the week, and you got some fun plans this weekend or whatnot. We're coming to you Friday. I might be on the road, so we might be coming to you from, who knows, a cabin. We'll see how long we're in Spooner, how long we're doing things out there, what we run into. You never know where this show's coming from. We've been to Iowa. We've been to Minnesota. We're all over the map, baby. We're going to figure this shit out. I appreciate each and every one of you. And seriously, it takes all of us, and I'm just a guy on the mic. So thanks, everybody, for being a part of this. Let's keep continuing to stay educated on what's going on out there, educate our neighbors, and let's keep growing this movement, baby. We got this. That's right, baby. Keep up the fight. Keep it up. Get back to your family time. Enjoy your evening. Bobby Beans is out of here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Deuces.